Okay folks, this will be another challenging one. I don't know how I've done these similar material before, pretty much the same, but I want to do it differently. I'm hoping I can do it differently to what I've done before. So yeah, I do think I'm going to use map mode for this. I'm going to leave it at 100 for now so that the map mode works better. I don't know how this is going to work, folks. It's a bit of it's got potential, but it could be a boring piece for all we know. Difficult one to make look nice. Okay, let's see how we get this out. So we've got here, it's a piece of bunting that I found on the ground. It's a piece of bunting used by construction people. I do think this side looks better than this side. This has got less crap on it. So I'm going to utilise that side. And I'm going to move it around. Yeah, that's come up looking quite interesting actually. I do like the colour in that. Ah shit, that's my work clock. Sorry folks, I'm off work today. I'm away from my workplace. This is my old phone with a nice wallpaper. That just tells me I'm ready to start work, that my job starts. I work in in what's known as an Australian Disability Enterprise, or what they call an ADE, an aid, and that's basically yeah, it's like a sheltered workshop. I am disabled, folks, just to say the least, and I'm not happy being disabled. I must say I'm pretty miffed about it. You know, that I can't. Trying to get on the 6 o'clock news. I'm trying to get on Channel 9 in particular with my photocopier art. Trying to get recognised for what I can do, not what I can't do. And that alarm just reminds me to start work. Start the work day. I don't enjoy my job, folks. I really don't. It's just there to make me a bit of extra money on top of my Centrelink bill entitlement. But it's not the way to live. It's not a glamorous life indeed. It's pretty shitty, and I'm trying to get my work out there on the 6 o'clock news on the Channel 9. I've tried other TV channels as well, but I do believe Channel 9's the best, and I've come to that conclusion. I haven't had any response from the other channels, but I still haven't had any response either from Channel 9, and that's come up looking really quite nice. I do like the pattern in that. I do think we can make that into a marbled piece. But I'm really missing my partner Luigi, and I really need to get in touch to get out of this lifestyle that I'm in. So I'm trying to get the 6 o'clock news onto it. I'm trying to get recognised as an artist, as what I can do, not what I can't do. I don't want to focus on my disability, folks, if I can avoid it. Had a cord around my neck and I came out breech, and I do believe I have high functioning autism. These two disabilities have not been diagnosed. I have another disability that's been diagnosed, but because it's got a lot of stigma attached, I'd rather keep it to myself what it is, because of the stigma. But the other ones, I can't afford to get the necessary diagnostic people onto it, because it costs a lot of money to get diagnosed for high functioning autism, for example, that they really charge like a scrub bull. I don't understand why people with disabilities who don't normally have much money anyway end up having to shell out that much money to get their disability properly diagnosed. I just can't afford it. I can't afford to see a clinical psychologist regarding autism, or find out about the intellectual disability. I don't know who I'd see about an intellectual disability. Probably the same kind of person that would, clinical psychologist perhaps. And that's come up looking quite nice actually. So it's really difficult. The old saying, between a rock and a hard place, folks. Trying to get the diagnosis that I need, but I don't have the money, being a person with disabilities who can't earn much money. I can't earn it, folks. I just can't fucking earn it. So even if I wanted to get a diagnosis, I just can't afford it. Fortunately, I've got this other diagnosis, as I said, but basically it's got, stigma attached, and I don't want to be showing off my stigma. It's bad enough being disabled as it is, than having to deal with the stigma as well. Stigma's no fun. It's embarrassing. It's humiliating, and people sometimes don't take you seriously. So this is looking quite interesting, this piece. Yeah, that's come up looking really nice and marbled. Don't know if it's quite what I want. But I really miss my partner Luigi, and I'm trying to get in touch with him, and I really need him because there's a certain specialist I want to see regarding the autism, the suspected autism, and his name is Dr. Tony Atwood. And he's like an expert on the subject. He's like a world's authority on Asperger's syndrome and autism in general. And I need his kind of competence, because being a female and an adult, it's very hard to diagnose high-functioning autism, or any kind of autism, or at least the high-functioning ones. And basically, it's going to be a challenge, because I believe I've got a very mild case. So I did see a clinical psychologist on one occasion. It cost me $90 for that consultation, and he ended up coming to the conclusion that I wasn't even on the autistic spectrum. So it flew underneath the radar. This is my passion, and this is what the autism can't be. I don't consider it an actual, quote unquote, a major disability. It's indeed an integral part of what I'm doing here, to focus on what I'm good at, my photocopier art, and it's indeed what drives me to do this, and to keep going at it, and not to give up, and just to keep up with the TV campaign. It's really like, it's a benefit. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, this high-functioning autism. It isn't. It's good. It's a good thing. It helps. It helps to keep me on track. Stops me from getting overly social and avoiding doing my task. Focusing on the task at hand, being task-oriented. Yes, I get lonely, folks. I get horribly lonely and I'm a one-person person. I don't have gaggles of friends. I'm not interested in gaggles of friends. I want to be with my partner Luigi. I want to be with him. I'm not interested in having gaggles of meaningless platonic friends. I'm just not interested. I just don't have any interest in that. I just want to be with him. And I just get lonely, and the loneliness is killing me, folks. It really does. It's quite taxing. At least with the high-functioning autism, I've got an advantage, an edge that helps me stay on track with this work, even though I do get lonely, and I do find I hate the loneliness and the desolation that I get. I'm wondering if we're going to make this different, if we're going to keep it like that. We're going to keep the voids. I don't know if we're going to keep the voids. I don't know if we're going to keep the voids or not. But I really miss my partner Luigi, and I need to get in touch, so I'm trying to get the 6 o'clock news onto it. Channel 9. I know I've done other channels, all the other 4 channels I've done. Channel 10, Channel 7, ABC, SBS, all the big Australian TV channels, but I still haven't received anything from them. And basically I did have an experience with the first channel I ever donated material to, and they were really not happy with what I gave them. I was making a really bad effort at trying to sensationalize my work to get their attention, and it backfired. And that was Channel 10 back in 2013. So it's been more than 10 years since I started donating material to TV channels. So it's been a long haul, folks. And I started my social media campaign more than 11 years ago. So the whole campaign's been running more than 11 years, and I still haven't received any positive feedback regarding my work. So it's really quite demanding, and having the Asperger's syndrome, the high functioning autism, is an advantage to help give me that ability to survive in this, doing this rather exhausting, time consuming and expensive campaign. So keeping myself going, and that's come up looking quite nice. I think we can now call this demo quits.